you
I
know.
was talking to people at the hotel I'm staying in at the concierge desk. Oh, yeah, the Arts Club. Yeah, yeah. No, we're always sending our guests over there.
Yeah, yeah.
So how does Bill work that out? Well, you're retired now, but how did you work that out that you audience gather so well, so to speak?
Well, I think going back to Jacques Brel, I think it started with Jacques Brel. I think it started with the feeling that the Arts Club was Vancouver's theatre, and we really played on that. That we were not importing actors from elsewhere. We weren't doing just English comedies, or we weren't doing necessarily classics, which we didn't really. We didn't do many at all, never have. But that we promoted our own, and then I think with successful shows, like I mentioned, Eight Misbehavin', which played 2 years. That's playing to a lot of people that are coming to your theaters often for the first time. And the kind of theory is if you get them in the doors once to something that they enjoy, they'll come back. And I think, I always felt in my programming that it had to be accessible. I mean, yes, you could do new work, you could do Waiting for Godot and not expect a huge audience, but then you had to turn around and do a musical that like Mary Poppins or something, a musical that would attract an audience that then might venture forth.
Which is in fact what the Shaw and Stratford festivals are doing. They're doing exactly that formula.
Yeah, because I mean, first of all, live theater is always on sort of death's door, as it were. People are always predicting the end of live theater. But the thing that I discovered first at Seymour Street, because it's an intimate space and the actor could be as close as I am to you. You could be sitting in the front row and I'm the actor, and so you immediately connect to that person, right? So the experience of live theater is so unique compared to streaming at home or film or television or any of the other things that over the 46 years I had to contend with, when cable came and when people were at home watching whatever. You felt that the answer had to be that what you put on stage was engaging enough, that there was enough passion behind it, that somebody going into the theater would, when they left the theater after 2 hours, 2.5 hours, would feel that their time was well spent, that something had either they had experienced something unique or they were literally just entertained, that it was a good night.
When you say entertained, you don't mean entertained by the deep depressive logic of Waiting for Godot. You mean entertained by brilliant songwriting and Jacques Brel. Is that what you mean? Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, even I mean, I keep referencing this show like Seven Stories, but that play is entertaining. Even though it has a point, and even though it's somewhat absurdist, but if you engage in it, and if you engage in new work, and if you go to the theater to a play that you've never heard of, and you actually are involved, then you are in a sense entertained.
Did your audience want to come to Seven Stories as much as to the cabaret?
Mm-hmm.
Because you had, so our audiences, let's be unpolite here, are they bred, or are they created, are they assembled, are they found? How do you actually build?
I would say audiences are all of that. And I think you start with the old idea of subscription. You start with getting someone to buy 5 shows or whatever, and that they're going to, maybe out of the 5, one of them they might not like, but the other 4 they will. And so they'll resubscribe. It's the old theory of getting people to believe in what it is you're doing, and then slowly build up a subscription. That really is the underlying success story of the Arts Club, is building a subscription.
And how big was your subscription base?
Well, when we moved to Granville Island, it exploded. It went from maybe 2,500 to 5,000 or 5,500 because people were interested in what's a new theater. By the time we got to the Stanley, it was upwards of 10, 12, 15,000. So over the not just the Stanley but the other spaces, including Granville Island. So and once you have a subscription base, then you can feel that you can, yes, you have to give them something that you know they're going to enjoy. Usually it's something they've heard about somewhere. Like I'm mentioning, like a Mary Poppins or Beauty and the Beast or whatever you. But that you can also give them a new work that they've never heard of, and hope that you know, that they enter into the theater with an open mind. And most people do. I mean, most people who are going to theater, particularly if they're a subscriber, want to see something new. They want to see something different. They don't want to necessarily just see a entertaining musical.